Hello, everyone. I'm Christina, and I'm so happy to see you. Oh, it's been a while, hasn't it? Happy New Year. I think it's in the middle of starting to happen. Sometimes see that moon. Not sure when, but could be right about now. But anyway, it doesn't matter. We're celebrating, and we're celebrating together. How is everyone? See who we got here. October 8th, Adrienne, Nancy G, and J Frog. I thank God for you, and I'm so thankful that you are here. So, gosh, so much been going on. I mean, sign after sign in the sky. The Holy Feast, we have an annular eclipse going on in the Pacific Ocean tonight. Not that the United States sees it, but it's there, among other things, right? I mean, it's been really wild. And I wish that I could have been there more to tell you about it in person. But, I've made videos. And the reason I've been doing that is because I've been very sick for several months now, and I won't be getting better. Very slim chance I'll ever get better from this one. So the chances of live streams will probably not be good in the future because I'm that sick, and it's getting harder with every day. Like, it took me 2 days just to get ready for this live stream. But y'all are important to me. This is important to me, so I'm just really glad to see you. And I hope that you stick with me, and I hope you like the videos that I'm making, that you're sharing them. And also, I hate to ask, but we are very low on funds. There are a couple bills I haven't been able to pay. We only got $45 in groceries. That was like all I can afford. So if you have it in you to help, if you have the ability, please do. If you don't worry about it. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and talk about Rosh Hashanah, head of the year, 5785. Okay. All right. Now, blessings come with Rosh Hashanah, the head of the new year. It can. It says, according to the internet, that Rosh Hashanah is a time to reflect on the past year and contemplate how to be more fully alive. During the Musaf prayer, people say, "Today the world stands as at birth." Now, that is so relevant, especially to this year and its meaning, because in the Hebrew alphabet and numerology, numerics, they have meanings. And this one this year is to reveal, which can also be looked at as behold, to see, to cross over, because in reflection of last year, we were at the door. This year, we are crossing a threshold. When you look at the symbol for the number 5, the ancient one was a person. So when you look at last year's sign, it was a door. This year, we see that someone is there now. Somebody has crossed over. All right. And with the annular eclipse, it's like, there's just something in the air. It's not just the eclipse, it's everything, right? When we reflect on the last year, it was what? 5 days from now, we had a surprise attack. Well, not we, but the world witnessed Israel have a surprise attack. And it's almost been a year, right, since the Psalm 83 war began. Now, there are a few people that don't believe that's it, but most people know. It's like, oh yeah, this is Psalm 83 war. But one thing that you should remember on that is that at some point it has to come to an end. The Psalm 83 war does not last forever. Something will bring it to an end, bring it to a close, right? And it's going to open up doors, I guess, for other prophecies that we have in for the end times to be played into, like the Ezekiel 38 war. And some people can't see the apocalypse, but it's in there too. You'll see, it's always been a mysterious thing, so it's not really a surprise that it's not talked about as much, because there's just too much mystery around it. But it's coming too. I mean, even if you don't agree with that, we have a lot of prophecy happening. I mean, so many signs. And in the meantime, okay, you want to know what may be looking like in the future, like which end time prophecy is coming next. Looking into reflecting on the previous year helps to kind of get an idea of what might be coming our way. And recently, we had Israel drop bombs while not Netanyahu was speaking and calling certain people the house of darkness. There is that Bible verse that talks about, come, let us wipe Israel off the map, that they're confederate against thee. And it's a prayer to God about all of Israel's enemies that are surrounding them, that are against them, that have ganged up on them. And that sure sounds like the UN to me. I mean, of course, the surrounding nations, yes, but the UN is definitely, got a big leg in there. And recently, they have voted to disarm Israel, even though they were the victims of the Hamas attack. Then the UN voted to remove the Jews from Jerusalem and size Israel down to 1949 borders. Then Israel invades southern Lebanon, and then Iran launches ballistic missile attack yesterday to start the month. Okay. So when you look at that, this is just recent. What does that tell you about our future? It tells us that we are heading for what they've gotten the news already. They want a ceasefire that includes some kind of two-state solution. And when you look at the nations, all right, let me see here. I'm going to the top here. This is Wikipedia or something. I'm pretty sure it's it's Wikipedia. It has a list of nations that's like all into this. Let me see. I've got to scroll back down real quick. Okay, it says international positions regarding two-state solution. We've got support from G7, the European Union, the Arab League, the United States, China, Germany, India, the UK, France, Italy, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Saudi Arabia, and who's opposed? Israel and Iran. Iran has rejected a two-state solution, but that's because he is proposing a single state based on ballot boxes involving Palestinians. Like, I think he just really wants a one-state Palestinian thing that doesn't include Israel at all, which goes back to the prophecy. So when you're looking at that, it's like, wow, you reflect on last year and you think, well, what door are we at? It's a lot of doors, right? And then you got these two moons. And a lot of people had dreams about two moons, I'd say in the last 12 years. This wasn't just recent, oh, we found out we were going to have these two moons. No, these people had these dreams years ago, and then we just recently found out. So we know, and I think that we sense that we are in a highly prophetic time. Let me just say hello to everybody. See Will. Well, thank you, October. It's literally, it took me 2 days to get ready, so I wouldn't look as sick as I normally do every day. I mean, just brushing my hair was enough to make me want to take a nap. I've got Will, and Mud. Oh, I'm so happy to see you. All right, Cowboys 8. Yay. Awesome. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Adrienne, for asking everyone to hit that thumbs up. It does mean a lot to me. All right. So what else? I can at least click out of this. Okay. So really what we're looking at is that the whole world is ready. It's ganging on Israel. But see, here's the thing. I don't know if it's just one threshold, because God even has his threshold. You can mess with Germany. You can mess with the United States. You can mess with China. But you mess with Israel? Okay. Yeah, they were scattered. They were punished. But last days, end days prophecy in general for our times and times ahead, talks about that yoke being broken. See, God is never going to let go, really, of his Israel, of Israel itself. And that's that threshold. That's that line that's being crossed right now. And that was always the quickening, that's where the quickening starts. And prophecy is messing with Israel. People think that things are going to go the way they always do. No, no. Israel, as of the last couple of weeks, should have been taken out. But they weren't. I mean, come on. Tell me y'all didn't have the hardest time picking your jaws up off the floor when you saw them pagers and walkie-talkies go. They didn't go down. And thing is, they won't, because Israel is forever. That is a holy, it's not just something God favors, the land he favors. It's a holy land. And when you think about the Bible stories where they like raided the temple and took the artifacts and started doing pagan things with them, and then there was writing up on the wall with that finger, that's happening now. They want to make it so that Israel is no longer a nation. So that right there, it's going to spin the world off. What happens to Israel, what's happening to Israel, is going to continue to affect the world, whether it be by trade, government, supernatural. This is it, okay? Friend or foe of Israel, there will be no one that is not affected by this. And when you look at what's been going on, now they say the UN votes aren't binding, but you do notice when the United States is supposed to do something in there, vote a certain way, and they just kind of back off. And then here we go at the end of September. It's kind of late in the hurricane season, but the East Coast was ripped up. And that's what they want. The two-state solution is East Jerusalem. We had a lot. I mean, we are still actually in crisis in many of the states that Helene just blew through. And that's just a taste of what can happen. Now, on the other hand, there's great blessings that can take place, but that's up to God, and he knows what's going on. Now, there's blessings for a family, for an individual, and then for nations. And we have to know that no matter what, as long as that we are with God, that we're where we're supposed to be, and we'll be at the end of it where we're supposed to be, because he goes before us. So there really, in him, there's nothing to be afraid of. Not ever. Let's see what's up. Hello, Clarice. God decides all things this time of year. Seriously, I really think that this year, because it's like, behold, like to see that it's going to be somewhat surprising, some of the things that we behold this year. Much like the Hamas attack, that was a surprise. Even though we had been expecting for centuries the Psalm 83 war, when it happened, it was a surprise, right? So I do believe that there are some surprises, because what kind of thresholds are we crossing this year? Because now you think about this, when it comes to what they said about Rosh Hashanah, like as to birth, those weren't my words about Rosh Hashanah, but I've been talking a lot about birth, right? Marriages, where you have a veil and you reveal the bride, or the baby is born, and that is a revealing. Behold, it's something to see that you could not see before. It's something that is there, a person that was not visible before, right? So this year speaks of new beginnings, crossing over, birth, and even marriage, which is amazing, because there's a lot of talk about the bride of Christ too, a lot arguing about who she is, and I think that's sad, because whatever God wants is cool with me. As long as I'm invited to the party somewhere in there, I'm happy. That's all that is. Shofar time now. Is that it? Are they finally seeing the moon? Because it's about dusk here. Like, it's that blue and white light right before everything goes dark in my yard. Hello, Sarah. All right. Hello, the cognitive dissonant. Israel not a spiritual tribe? Of course. Of course. And the Texas bass, I think that's about fish. Texas bass. You're a fisher. Who lives or dies is decided now. That's right. And, that also goes to crossing thresholds, right? And I think that we don't realize or appreciate as often as we should how temporary this life is and how temporary our opportunities are to love each other and to cherish the people in our lives, to overlook things as much as possible. And you ever just like go, gosh, I have to remind myself about the good because it's too easy to dwell on the bad. If you knew you didn't have but a week to live, you would think more along those lines. You would appreciate more, and you should, because by the end of the year, any of us may not be here this time next year, and that includes me. Hello, Neo. Daily Excellence, it's good to see you. We are living in the end times. That's right. That's right. Okay, so I don't want you to be afraid, because one thing that these prophecies are showing us, the things that is that God saw all of this ahead of time. He warned us ahead of time. He is here with us now. We are in the time we were supposed to be in. And not to be afraid, even just because you don't understand something just yet. Just because you don't understand God's plan doesn't mean he doesn't have one for you. You just have to be brave. So what is this year going to reveal? What are we going to, who's crossing over? I mean, what truths, what people will be revealed, what evil, what plans will be revealed, what scriptures will be revealed. When we look at future expectations, we look at presidential elections right now that's coming up. The Psalm 83 war has to end. The two-state solution should be on the heels of it. And y'all know what happens then. They are just dead set. It's like they're stuck on it in their heads. They don't see the doom coming. But I guess sometimes they never do. But we also can look forward in the future at some point of the Ezekiel 38 war. And whenever that comes, I don't know. But one thing I do know is we have crossed a threshold. We have gone to a point where there is no going backwards. Something different is coming our way. All right. So be sure to open up your minds. All right. Oh, thank you, Will. Global News, it's so good to see you. Oh, gosh. Well, we've got, for the other calendar, we've got just a few months left in this year. It's usually a very busy time of year, but I want everyone to remember that we are still in the last times. We may be past hurricane season, but we have entered into times that earth-wise are very dangerous, whether it's riots, hurricanes, whatever. This is the time to start acting like those crazy preppers and have things on hand. And I know I'm preaching the choir for most of you, but see, that's how things are. Things, they just pop up out of nowhere. And if this is a year of stuff to see, if this is a year of surprises and crossing over and reveals and revelations, I don't know, man, maybe you might want to have one of them water straws or, just something nearby. Hello, Connie. Okay, good deal. Well, please tell me what y'all think about the videos I've been making. Are they interesting to you? I hope y'all are liking those, because honestly, that is all the energy that I really have right now. I'll be able to come on special occasions, but like I'm getting worse every day. It's like markedly worse. I can't seem to get up. I need a lot of breaks, but I couldn't miss tonight with you guys. I'm also with Daily Excellence and Paul and Adrienne. I will try to moderate as much as I can, given how I feel. And I just love all y'all so much. And I don't want y'all to be offended if I can't be there as much as I used to. But I hope that all of you still stick with me. Y'all have been my friends and my family for a very long time now. And I love you guys. And I'm going to go. But don't forget I love y'all, all right? And I will in one form or another, probably through video, be talking to you. So stick around, all right? Love you guys. And, that's it. Happy New Year.